28th of November, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Hanoch is with me again here. Okay, you can say hello. Good morning to Hanoch here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so here we are, Rabbi Shlomo, first year Shiva Samanachta Yerushalayim. Chair of Zoom, this is our second Shirley, Mr. Berura Hanukkah. Less than 2 weeks away now. And Simon Tuf Reish Ayin Aleph. I think we left off with a couple of Mr. Brews we had to finish off, right?
There was one, Kaf Tet, Lo Yatsa.
Right, you lawyer. So that's if a person, if I'm not mistaken, he put his menorah above 20 amos, then he's going to not be yotzi. Right. Right, that's the remote.
Okay, so he says, let's see, this is Mishnah Berura Kaf Tet. Okay, so Lo Yatsa, he doesn't fulfill his obligation. V'tzarich lachzor ulevarech. So he needs to return and say the blessing again. Kain katuv hapri chadash. This is what the pri chadash says. V'ayin pri megadim ma shekatav bazeh. And what the pri megadim also writes this, I guess.
Wait, so he's saying really, ayin. You should take a look in the Prima Gunnim what he writes about this, meaning
what he writes about it.
Yeah. So the question would be, okay, I don't know. You can I tell you, maybe I'll look it up if I can try and look it up. In the meantime, continue. We have to do Sif Katan Lamed, and I'll see if I can conjure up the Prima Gunnim here.
Is it glass candles?
Excuse me?
If he's going to do that, no, but he was going to move it down.
He has to relight. The relighting meaning he has to extinguish the candles, make sure they have the necessary amount of oil to burn the necessary time, and then he has to relight with a bracha. The first lighting was not. It was like if we light a menorah today.
Yeah.
It doesn't help him, and for a week and a half's time, it doesn't work.
Okay, so Lamed is Hanicha.
You see Katan Lamed, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right. Lamata. So he has to place it below Esrim 20. Wasn't Amo, was it?
Excuse me, what?
Was it place it below 20 Amo? Let me go to the
Again,
top.
let me read the Ramah reads as follows. Hagar, I feel lokha aker dolok. Even if he would, again, the menorah was placed above chaf amas, so he's not yotzi. So the Ramah adds, even if we'll now take the lit menorah by chaf, and he will now place it in a place which is less than chaf amos, no yotzi. He's not yotzi without laka also mitzvah.
Right. Aval im hidlika lemata meyasin. But if he had lit it below 20 amos, unetala misham v'hinicha b'makom acher, and he took it and placed it in another place, toch esrim, yotze. Toch esrim is also within 20 amos.
Yes, within 20,
Okay.
correct.
So he's yotze, he's fulfilled his obligation. The hachave hadlaka b'mekoma, the shnei hamikomot kasherim. Okay, so that even the lighting in its place, if he moves it to a second place, it's kasher. It's okay.
Right, that'll be okay. Now, all right. Now let me see. I'm going to try and see if I can't find the Prima Gunnin on what Mishna recommended we look at the Pri Megadim. So now the Pri Megadim is going on that the Mechaber said he's not Yotzi. So he's not Yotzi, lo Yotzi. That's the Mishnah Berura. And there is a Keli.
We have the Pri Megadim here? No, I don't have it.
No, the Pri Megadim is one of the Meforshim on Shulchan Aruch proper.
Oh, okay.
Usually on the Magen Avraham or on the Taz.
Uh-huh.
Here. Mala here. 1 second, I'm going to just see if it's let's see here. Pri Megadim. Okay. Okay. Just for anyone who's interested, right? The Pri Megadim was born in 1727. Okay,
Oh, wow.
that's 50 years before America was declared independence, and George Washington was probably not even born at the time.
Huh. Could
If
be.
he was, or if he was still in diapers.
We just talk about it.
Yeah.
1727?
Yeah.
I know he died, I think he died 1799, so maybe you're right.
I think so.
Yeah, and they bring down. He passed away. They bring it down 1792.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's his biography. Now, but just what he mentions here, Pri Megadim on this particular point. Lamana, okay, it says the Mali. I'm just reading. It says the Mala Mesri Mama Hainu Af Benera Shaiva Rucha Kom Mokom Shalahal V'Sham Lamala Mesri Mama Pasu. Meaning, he's explaining that you go after where the flame is, right? It's important. This is an important point. The flame is what we're talking about, where the hadlaka is, where the lighting is. That's not where the base of the menorah may be, nor where the wick of the candles may be, but it's talking about where the actual flame is. The flame must be in that limited space area of above 3 tvachim and ideally below yud tvachim, and then at least below 20 amos.
Uh-huh.
Candle is, and the candle itself is under 3 tvachim, but the flame is above it,
Mhm.
and it's okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, let's proceed. I think we can proceed to Siv Zion in the Shulchan Aruch.
Zion. Okay. It says, let me do this. It says mitzvah lahaniach b'tefach hasamuk la petach mismol kedei shetehei mezuzah miyamin v'ner Chanukah mislo. Okay, so the mitzvah of placing the menorah, I guess, or the candles at the entrance, no, the tefach, a tefach, one tefach close to the entrance from the left of the door. Okay, kadeshetei mezuzah, so that the mezuzah is from the right, and the ner, the lights of the Hanukkah, are on the left or from the left. Okay, and then it says.
Right, so let's just try and get the picture here. Okay, hold on. So
Okay.
again, you should just. I want to give a little bit of a preface to this halacha. When we say it's a mitzvah laniach b'tefach samach lepesach mismoil, now we're talking about in general, when they were referring to lighting in the Pesach, whether it's the Pesach, the doorway of the house, or the doorway of the chutzner, right? So you have to realize that the doorway that they're referring to is, if you look at your doorways, there's the place where the mezuzah is, right? And that mezuzah is on the upright, right? On the that's called the mezuzah, and the mashkif, the lintel of the door. So that upright part of the door on both sides, in general, the left side and the right side. So that, in general, by us, is usually not too thick, meaning we don't have, our walls are not so thick, right? We use drywall construction, right? But in times where buildings were made of stone, okay, so you can imagine for yourself that if the doorways were made of stone, so they could be almost sometimes half a foot, maybe a whole foot's section of the doorway, which is considered to be the doorway, right? It might be a doorway of a foot's thickness, perhaps, right? So we're talking about when we're talking about the samech to the Pesach. So if you imagine yourself having a doorway which is a foot thick, 12 inches thick, right? So we're talking about putting the mezuzah on the tefach, right? The tefach, which is closest to the outside. So meaning we're talking about having the menorah in the doorway, right? And it's going to be parallel, right? Parallel to the direction of that doorway, and you're going to have it on the Pesach, on the chutz, on the outside part of that doorway, on that tefach, which on the outer side of that, rather on the inside of that doorway. That's what's being referred to over here. Mitzvah anicho b'tefach samech the Pesach mismoil.
Okay. So then he goes on. The im ain mezuzah. What happens if, I guess, if there's no mezuzah?
Right? Maybe the doorway that you're putting it there is not the doorway which is chayav in a mezuzah, for whatever reason. That's hilchas mezuzah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're talking about with the door. We're talking on the doorway.
Doorway without the mezuzah. Okay. Manicho miyamin. Oh, then he puts it on the right side. Oh. So if there's no mezuzah, he places it on the right side. Wow. Okay. The im hinicho bedelet atzmo. So then if he places it at the door himself, or is that his door?
Right.
He places it at the doorway itself.
Right, in the door. If he's putting it right in the door itself, right?
Okay. So then, Yanichu Nechetzyo Shel Kanisa Litzad Small. Oh, so he puts it like halfway, not halfway. Chetzio is half of the kanisa, of the entrance towards the left, but it doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, when you're going in, when you're facing going in, right, it should be on the left side of when you're going in, right? Meaning that would also place it, if there's a mezuzah, that would also place the mezuzah on the opposite side. Usually when you're walking in, right, mezuzah is on your right side when you're walking in. So therefore the menorah should be placed on the left side when you're on your entrance perspective.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So we should go to the Mishnah Berura now.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ramah here, so I think rather than trying to see the Ramah, we'll work on the Mechaber right now.
Yeah, the Ramah is really big. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Okay. Okay, so this is Zion Lamed Aleph, Petach Hasamuch, in near the entrance. Okay. She'im Yorchichena Lahalan Min HaPetach, Eino Nikar Shabal Habayit Hinicho Sham. Okay. So if he places it, I guess, too far from the entrance, it will not be recognized that the Balabayit put it there.
Right. I mean, you part of the mitzvah of the menorah, besides pursuing Nisa, that's one thing, is pursuing Nisa, right?
Mhm.
But also it's part of the mitzvah that you recognize that the person of the house, the balabayas, the owner of the house, is observing the mitzvah of the lighting of the menorah.
Ah, oh, that's interesting. Okay, well that's good to know, actually.
Mm. Yeah, and how do you want to apply it? It's helpful to know that.
Huh. Okay, so it has to be recognizable that it's the owners of the house, or the master of the house, whatever. Okay, very good. Okay, Lamed Bet says Lepetach, to the entrance. Ben im ha nacha hu al petach habayit, al petach hechatzer. So it can be at the entrance of the house or the entrance of the courtyard.
Right, that's right, because it's either going to be depending on the configuration of the architecture, right?
Right. Okay. And Lamed Gimel, Kadesha Tehe V'chule. Okay, so it should be, let's see, V'yeh Mesubab B'mitzvot, Mihu B'diavar Im Hiniach Ner Chanukah Miyamin Yatsa. Okay, so what would be, and it should be Misubab, around, not around, Misubab.
Right, that Bahayim he should be surrounded by mitzvahs. He should be surrounded by mitzvahs.
Okay, so when he goes into the house.
Right, he's got the mezuzah on his right, and he has his menorah on the left, and he's surrounded by mitzvahs. It's that very, very important thing, you know.
But it says, Im hiniach ner Chanukah miyamin yatsa. If he places it to the right, he still fulfills his obligation.
Right, meaning if for whatever reason, by mistake or by a requirement, he puts it on the right, he's still going to be fulfilling his mitzvah.
Okay, but we also just learned that if there's no mezuzah, he puts it on the right also.
Then it goes on the right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Lamed Daled.
I guess if a person has a choice, let's say for example, a person has two exits from his house or his chutzner. One has a mezuzah, one doesn't have a mezuzah. So it's apparent that the mitzvah of menorah should be done with the Pesach, the exit that has a menorah, mezuzah on it.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay, so let's see, we got up to Lamed Daled V'Imein V'chulei Miyamina. And so if I guess if there isn't, you said a mezuzah, he puts it on the right.
Right.
D'chol midei mitzvah Yamin Adif.
But when you come to doing a mitzvahs, the right side is always favored. You always favor the right side when it comes to doing mitzvahs.
Oh. There's at least one exception I think I know of. That's tefillin.
Right? That's true.
Tefillin you put on the left arm, but that I guess that's because the right hand has to put it on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, a couple of reasons about that. Yeah, case the psukim. Yeah, that's that. Tefillin is a significant exception to that rule. Correct.
Okay, so he continues Ve'od de'ika persume nisa defe shakol ponim l'tzad yamin. Okay, so and further, the publicization of the miracle is more pronounced, I guess, from the right side.
Right, because people normally choose the right side. People usually attracted to their attention is usually attracted to the right side. Okay, so
Okay.
okay, we got up to Lamed Hey, so I just want to stop here because we're not going to finish Lamed Vav. Is also going on the
Oh yeah,
Machaber.
that's a long one,
Yeah, it's a long. We're not going to do that. All right, we'll pick up with Lamed Vav tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. That was very good.
Okay.
Thank you, yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you for helping me out here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Lou, as well. So
Thank
have
you,
a good
Mayor.
day. Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you. Be well. Shalom. Bye.